I know God will not give me anything I can't handle. I just wish that He didn't trust me so much.
Welcome to the Dude Catholic Podcast. Now, some people say, don't go there. Today, I'm here with a man who went there and came back.
I'm Ramon.
Yeah, you are. And I'm your co-host, Adrian. Pulled a little sneaky on you, as old boy Bob Ross would say.
Sneak.
Indeed. Today, we continue a series titled Stand By to Get Some, with an episode titled
Fortitude.
Our scripture today comes from
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than its beginning, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
Delicious.
Indeed. So let's get this podcast on the road. So today we cover something we covered in the past, and that is one of the four cardinal virtues, the virtue of fortitude, as Ramon said earlier. And I like that quote at the beginning by St. Teresa of Calcutta, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And the reason why I like that is because fortitude does not mean that you're going to not fear anything. It means that you will overcome that fear. The Catechism of the Catholic Church defines the virtue of fortitude as, let me check because it's on paragraph 1808, 1808 or 1808 or whatever, 1808. Fortitude is the moral virtue that ensures, let me say that again, I stuttered. Fortitude is the moral virtue that ensures firmness in difficulties and constancy in the pursuit of the good. Skipping over a little bit, the virtue of fortitude enables one to conquer fear, even fear of death, and to face trials and persecutions. It disposes one even to renounce and sacrifice his life in defense of a just cause. And so with that idea, it's kind of a hard charging virtue when you really think about it, because it means I am fearless. Not because of anything that you bring to the table. And it doesn't even take fear out of the equation. It just means that you are going to overcome that fear. That, fear is natural. Fear is there for a reason. It's there to preserve your life, because sometimes we can be idiots. And I was talking to my mom the other day and sharing with her that, and I don't think I had done this before, shared that we used to play with fireworks, when she was indoors talking with my aunt and my uncle, and when we would visit in Rosarito. And that's the kind of thing that we do, that's just male foolishness. Like, we play with fireworks, we like to see things go boom and whatnot. We climb trees, we do some crazy stuff. Just look at YouTube. There's plenty of funny videos of guys doing like really dumb things, and as we get older, we do dumb things with more dangerous things. And so it's just the nature of the beast. We're kind of animals like that. But that's not fortitude. That's just something that facilitates that virtue. Because we're gonna be less afraid to do certain things, and that's just in our nature. But it's not just a matter of recognizing that there's something like that in our nature, but rather to direct that for the greater good.
I was so excited. I think it was on Friday or Thursday when I heard that Mass was back at the local parishes.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped online right away. I made the reservations for 3 for my mom, my brother, not Adrian, but my other brother, and myself. And it was so cool. Um, I don't know. I've said this before already that this whole quarantine thing. We've talked about this before.
Yes, we did.
It wasn't all that, dude. Like oh, you're quarantined, and our government is telling us not to go out and all that. Like, okay, dude, all right, it's not that bad. You still don't have to go hunting for your food. Like, you'll be okay. You can still go to the grocery store. But anyway, it was just so awesome to be back at mass. And I remember my mom telling me, it's like, it's a little heartbreaking that there's so few people here. I was like, no, not really. Not really. You know why? Because the ones that truly want to be here are here.
Yeah.
And I remember telling her that, I think it was you that said that, like, you feel like it's going to be like this massive cleansing of, not cleansing, but like, I guess like filtering out of the garbage out of the church, whether it's from our leadership or even us, the sheep in the Lord's flock.
The quote unquote faithful.
Yeah. the not so faithful, filtering those out. And it was just good to be there and seeing the people that actually wanted to be there, which was a couple of older people, and I saw a bunch of families there.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
That's it.
That's what's up, dude. That's what's up. And it just, I was so proud of being a Catholic. Mother Teresa said, I know God will not give me anything I can't handle. I just wish that he didn't trust me so much. It's just crazy how a lot of people feel that way when it's something so simple as this COVID quarantine. Again, COVID-19, it's not nothing, for sure.
Nothing.
It's most definitely something. But just the way that people saw it as this Mount Everest. It's like, nah, dude. Like, God's never going to give you anything you can't handle. I mean, yeah, you can't handle it on your own, but God is there walking with you. And like, dude, it's not that hard. Like, stop it. It's really not that hard, man. Just pray and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know there's people that got laid off, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And one of my best friends, he was furloughed, and he was making good money. He worked for Union Pacific, the railroads.
Oh, yeah.
Making good money, dude. What did he do? As soon as he got furloughed, he applied for unemployment, and then he got his resume ready, and he got after it. He got a job. That's a thing too. Like, oh yeah, these poor people that, they don't have a job and what have you. It's like, dude, like, God is never going to give you anything you can't handle. You just have to put in the work. That's it. It's not that hard, man.
Yeah, easy for you to say, Ramon. You've never been in that situation.
Yeah.
And yes, we have.
Yeah.
And yeah, you have. I know that personally. You have. Heck, I've been in that situation. At the end of this school year, I was told that I was not going to be having a position, coming back because we didn't have enough students for next year because people are having less kids and whatever, like that. Also, people didn't answer truthfully in the census or did not take the census a bunch of years ago, whenever it was, 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
That's how often they have them. And so we don't have the resources, and so they had to let go of my position. I got a good recommendation. I started getting after it, and now I have a job secured for next year. It's a matter of just like we keep saying, man, like just getting after it. And yeah, it's a scary thing, dude. I have 3 kids. Like, this is not a joke. When we say stuff like this, we don't say it lightly. We say this because it's experience. We say this because that little nun said that perfectly. Like, I just wish he didn't trust me so much. Yeah, we can wish that, and we can let the Lord know, God, you're scaring the crud out of me. But I'm still here. We're still here, and that's the big idea with Fortitude, is that we stand firm. Yeah, we may be a little shaky at times, And who doesn't get a little shaky? Who doesn't get a little scared from time to time, especially when it matters, especially when the stakes are high? But that's why it's even more important. And I think that's one of the things that got me hired in this job is that I mentioned that the stakes are high. Why? Because I'm trying to work locally. I'm trying to be closer to where I work because I'm going to make a bigger impact. So the stakes are high. Why? Because I live here. Because I'm raising my kids here. That's why the stakes are high. That's why my performance at work matters. It's because if I'm really seeking to serve others and to make a difference, like we all should, no matter what we do, there is no job that is beneath us. There is no job that is not important. And if we're really seeking to make a difference, we have to realize that the stakes are high. And what better way to realize that than to put yourself in a situation when you're in the midst of it? And that's basically where we're at. The war is here. Whatever the war may be, whatever the battle might be. Just like I challenged you guys to not eat the food until you get home, from the drive-thru. To do those little things. It translates into bigger things. And your life, what you're going through. Have the resiliency, have the fortitude to be patient. Have the fortitude to stick with it. Have the fortitude to do what you ought to do, because that's true freedom.
St. Teresa of Lisieux, she said, in trial or difficulty, I have recourse to Mother Mary, whose glance alone is enough to dissipate every fear.
Another one.
In trial or difficulty, I have recourse to Mother Mary, whose glance alone is enough to dissipate every fear. Dude, fortitude, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get shaky. You're going to get rocked pretty hard. But know that you got the strongest team on your side if you're a practicing Catholic. Because if you're not a practicing Catholic, anything is going to break you. Just straight up, like, it's just going to break you. Recently, we've been having a lot of protesters where I work. And I'm not going to bore you with those details. But you can hear them coming, saying, kill the cops, among other choice words. Being a cop is not a it's not everybody's favorite group of people. And I'm not really scared when people say that, but I don't take that light. Because maybe like 99% of people uttering those stupid words, they're just vomiting those words. But there's probably that 1% that really doesn't want to see you go home. And again, it doesn't shake me, but it keeps me on my toes. And that's how I look at my faith too. Like, what is it that's keeping me 100% at peace? And it's crazy because sometimes it's, we don't have the fortitude to hold on to God. Sometimes the enemy is really us, and it's without realizing it.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes the enemy is us. I mean, that's so true. And I went to confession this Saturday because I was freaking psyched about Mass. I also went online and registered like right at the second when you could start registering, and I knew where confession was gonna be, and I went the day before, and it was good because it gave me an opportunity to acknowledge the fact that, yeah, you know what, I am #not friend to myself. And I'm the biggest obstacle between me and God. When you realize that, it's a big kick in the pants. It's like you realize that I'm the one that's in my way between me and God. And it's silly. It's silly when we internalize it and we realize that, yeah, it's just me. Because Because we blow up our problems sometimes and we make them as if they were like the biggest obstacle. And in reality, it's like, it's just me. I'm my biggest detractor. I'm the one that gets in the way of me being strong. But luckily we have each other, man. Ramon messaged me yesterday with an image on Instagram. And it was something about... yeah. It was about doing push-ups, man, because I'm not even gonna lie, I've been pretty good about doing them. I don't do that many, but I'm pretty good about doing them, you know. And little by little, I've been pushing myself every time I do them, you know, to like do one more, just do one more, you know. And yeah, even if I like drop and then like pick myself up slowly, get that one out of the way, you know. But yesterday I was like, I'm not gonna do anything today. My arms need rest. And then I see that post and I'm like, freaking Ramon, I hate you. And I'm like, all right. And I think I even put on, it's my rest day or something, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Some bull crud excuse. And that's it, you know? Like, my rest. I deserve it. Like, no. You want to get strong? You gotta, not to use the push-up as a pun or whatever, but I am a dad. So, how are you going to get stronger if you don't have anything to push up against? You know, and I haven't built up to those 40 push-ups to be considered super healthy. But I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm getting there. You know, and there I go to the family room. My wife's like, "Where you going?" Or "What you do?" Because I was out of breath when I came back in. Because I left my iPad right there on the bedroom, and I had to tell Ramon that I just finished doing them because accountability. You know, it's not just a silly thing. It's like, dude, we're accountable to each other. I noticed this past week we went over 1,000 days of novenas. So, whatever it is that you're going through, know that you have a couple of knuckle draggers praying for you every day, not taking this lightly because you're depending on us. And we depend on you. And we depend on each other. And if you don't have that circle of men who are there to support you and to push you if you need it, know that you can count on us and you can count on our prayers, even if you weren't aware of it before. 1,000 days of prayer, over 1,000 days of prayer, because we need it, because it's the most important thing, because it's not just a way to build our relationship with God. Prayer is our relationship with God, and we just need to build on that. And we pray for those that are in contact with the Dude Catholic Podcast Ministry in any way, shape, or form, or have been, or will be. So we're praying for your personal holiness, and we hope that you're praying for us.
Remember the caption that I sent you? Like what I said?
Yeah, something about...
Get on it, man. These wolves ain't gonna break themselves.
There you go.
It's kind of funny, but it's kind of serious.
Oh, it's very... I take it very seriously.
And when it's kind of serious, like, dude, you better take it very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Because these wolves ain't gonna break themselves. Whatever that wolf in your life is, it's gonna freaking devour you if you don't get on it.
Yeah.
So pray for us.
And we'll pray for you.
Ferrum.
Ferro.
Acquitur.
Many people don't know that the Dude Catholic Podcast has been running since 2017. Some people do know, and they still haven't written a 5-star review. Get after it. Remote?
Yeah.